Hi artists, it's Mrs. RT, the art teacher at the Angelo School. Today we're going to read The Tiny Seed by Eric Carle. Then we're going to practice our shapes and use those shapes to make a flower scene. So this is the book, The Tiny Seed by Eric Carle. It is autumn. A strong wind is blowing. It blows flower seeds high in the air and it carries them across the land. One of the seeds is tiny, smaller than any of the others. Will it be able to keep up with the others? And where are they all going? One of the seeds flies higher than the others. Up, up it goes. It flies high, and the sun's rays are hot and burn it up. But the tiny seed sails on with the others. Another seed lands on a tall, icy mountain. The ice never melts, and the seeds cannot grow. But the rest of the seeds fly on. But the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. Now they fly over the ocean. One seed falls into the water and drowns. The other seeds sail on with the wind, but the tiny seed does not go as fast as the others. One seed drifts down to the desert. It is hot and dry. The seed cannot grow here, but the tiny seed is flying very low, but the wind pushes it on with the others. Finally, the wind stops and the seeds fall gently down on the ground. A bird comes by and eats one of the seeds. The tiny seed is not eaten. It is so small the bird does not see it. Now it is winter. After their long trip, the seeds settle down. They look just as they are going to sleep on the earth. Snow falls and covers them like a soft white blanket. A hungry mouse that also lives on the ground eats the seeds for lunch. But the tiny seed lies very still and the mouse does not see it. Now it is spring. After a few months, the snow has melted. It really is spring. Birds fly by, the sun shines, rain falls, the seeds grow so round and full they start to burst open a little. But they are not seeds anymore. They are plants. First, they send their roots down to the earth, then their little stems and leaves begin to grow toward the sun and the air. There is another plant that grows much faster than the new little plants. It is a big fat weed, and it takes all the sunlight and the rain away from one of the small new plants, and that little plant dies. The tiny seed hasn't begun to grow yet. It will be too late. Hurry. But finally it starts to grow into a plant. The warm weather also brings children out to play. They too have been waiting for the sun in the springtime. One child doesn't see the plants and runs along and, oh, he breaks one. Now it cannot grow anymore. The tiny plant that grew from the tiny seed is growing fast, but its neighbor grows even faster. Before the tiny plant has 3 leaves, the other plant has 7. And look, a bud. Now even a flower. But what is happening? First, there are footsteps, then a shadow looms over them. Then a hand reaches down and breaks off the flower. And the tiny plant is still there. A boy picked the flower to give it to a friend. It is summer. Now the tiny plant from the tiny seed is all alone. It grows on and on. It doesn't stop. The sun shines on it and the rain waters it. It has many leaves. It grows taller and taller. It is taller than the people. It is taller than the trees. It is taller than the houses. And now the flower grows on it. People come from far and near to look at this flower. It is the tallest flower they have ever seen. It is a giant flower. All summer long, the birds and bees and butterflies come visit. They have never seen such a big and beautiful flower. Now it is autumn again. The days are growing shorter, the nights grow colder, and the wind carries yellow and red leaves past the flower. Some of the petals drop from the giant flower, and they sail along the bright leaves over the land and down to the ground. The wind blows harder. The flower has lost all of its petals. It sways and bends away from the wind. But the wind grows stronger and shakes the flower. Once more, the wind shakes the flower, and this time, the flower's seed pods open. Out comes many tiny seeds that quickly sail away in the wind. And now that flower's tiny seeds that started from the tiny seed at the beginning of the book is spreading tiny seeds for them to grow next year. So that was The Tiny Seed by Eric Carle. And now we're going to review some of our shapes. We have a circle, an oval, a diamond with 4 sides, square with 4 sides, all the sides are equal, a rectangle with 4 sides, a pentagon with 5 sides, and a triangle with 3 sides. Now we're going to use those shapes to make a flower, just like the flower we saw in the book. So for this project, you'll need a piece of paper, a pencil, and something to color with. If you need to pause the video now to grab your materials, you can, and then play it when you're ready. I'm going to start with a flower like this. We have a big circle for the middle. And then all the petals on this one are half circles or semicircles. So I'm going to go around the circle and make small half circles going all the way around for the petals. Then you can make a long, thin stem for the flower to stand on. And the leaves on this one, I'm going to use the oval shape for these leaves. So I start at the side of the stem and make ovals going up and down the stem on both sides. I'm going to come in the middle and make another flower. I'm going to start with a small circle. And for this one, I'm going to do, the petals will be all ovals. So it will be a little bit bigger than the first petals that we did. You can make ovals going all the way around the center circle. And a long thin stem for this one. And a few more oval leaves coming off the stem. Now for this tall flower over here, I start with a circle in the middle and triangles for the petals. So I start with a circle above this one because I'm going to make the stem go off the side of the page. And then remember, our triangle has 3 sides. 1, 2, 3. And if you wanted to add a few more, you could come up here and add a layer of those points in between your triangles to make the flower look more full. And then that stem I'm going to bring right off the side. And on the first 2 flowers we did, we used ovals for the leaves. This one I'm going to use diamonds. So diamonds have 4 sides and 4 points. So you can start, it looks like the letter V coming off the stem. And then connect the top. I'm going to make 2 more on this side. So that we have diamond leaves. And then to fill in some of the space in between the flowers, I'm going to make small vines. So for that, I'm going to make lines just like we did with the stems. It just doesn't have a flower on the top. And this one will have triangle leaves with 3 sides. And I think I need another one in between these 2 flowers to fill in some of that space. This one I'm going to make a tall vine, or it could be a stem that the flower hasn't grown yet, just like in the book. And I'm going to do more diamond leaves for this one. And those have 4 sides and 4 points. And now we've used circles, ovals, half circles, diamonds, and triangles. So now you can start to color your flowers. You can color them any colors you want. Maybe think of some of the colors that you saw in the book, The Tiny Seed. And have a great time coloring. See you next time.